See, I can't even get my glasses on. Put them on. Thank you.
You know, it's the host with the host with the energy. It's the host with the host with the most. It's the host with the host with the energy. It's the host with the host with the respectfully. It's the host with the host with the energy. It's the host with the host with the energy. It's the host. It's the host with the host with the energy. It's the host with the host with the most. It's the host with the host with the energy. It's the host with the host with the respectfully. It's the host with the host with the energy. It's the host with the host with the energy. It's the host. What's good, y'all? You already know what time it is. We back at it again. It's 4 o'clock? Yeah, it's 4 o'clock. We on Speak Freely. I got the game with me. Woo! I'm so excited. This episode, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just so excited for what's gonna happen, what we're gonna talk about, what we're gonna speak so freely about. I definitely want everybody to introduce themselves. I do have my best friend, I got my sisters with me. So y'all already know Ivy is right here on the side of me. You can introduce yourself again, so let them remember who you are. And then we're gonna go flow from my best friend Renee and to Jules, my sister on the other side. All right?
What's up, y'all? It's Ivory. Y'all saw me last time. I'm from Florida, gleefully. You already know what time it is. Nice to see y'all again and be on this again.
Woo! Let's go. Stop playing.
It's my yes, it's Renee. Everybody knows me as Cashmere. I am a hairstylist, a life coach. I do women empowerment brunches. Oh my God, I don't know. I do it at home.
As you should.
Yes.
I'm gonna let Jules take it. You know.
Hi guys, I'm Jewel. I like to do motivational speeches. I like to do women encouragement. I like to just spread positivity, spread light, kind of talk about my life story, my life history, and that's pretty much it. What it is with me.
And ladies, where can they find you at? Because you know y'all so beautiful and popping. Like, who are they?
Right.
Who are they? I've never seen them before. So please let them know where they can find you at, ladies. So they can definitely tap in with y'all and everything that y'all into and what y'all doing.
You can find me on every social media platform under EYEBRY333 for your conscious mind. Yes, ma'am.
Ooh, I love it.
Right.
You can find me on social media, Facebook and Instagram. On Facebook, it's Cashmere Austin, or Color Me Chocolate, or Cashmere Styles. You understand? It's a couple of them.
Yes.
On Instagram, it's going to be Melanin Beauty to You, as well as Color Me Chocolate. And then, of course, you know my daughter got her own little thing going on, so it's not your Bebos and Bangles.
Yes. It's big things going on. Big things going on. You understand? Big things.
Yes, you guys can find me on Instagram at Queen Jewel 3 Queen, and Facebook as Jewel More More Abbott ABBOTT.
Yes, y'all already heard it.
Yes.
I think it's about to be topic time.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Shake them up.
Shake it up. Yeah. I got the crew with me today. Cheeks might be burning, tits might be burning.
The cheeks is the smell. I'm so excited. I forgot to tell y'all I'm a whole author.
Yeah.
I forgot to say
be like that in the moments, though. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? But it's the forgetful mind that remember mind. Let me remind y'all.
Yeah,
real
because
quick.
I might speak on something later on, and then they're like, "What's she even talking about? Like, where she come from with that?" So yeah, let me just make sure y'all know that.
When y'all tap in on all her social media platforms. Listen, it will speak for itself.
Yes.
And she's speaking.
Now, as an author, my name is Renee Austin. You can find several of my books published on Amazon as well as ebooks, and it's RHOUNAY. Yeah, it is Renee.
Yes.
Very unique. Last name Austin, AUSTIN. Yes, I'm sorry. I had to.
Don't
bring that
You
back.
ain't
Wait.
sorry, let them know.
Wait, I'm like,
let them know.
How I forget that?
I ain't gonna lie, this airport gotta go. People got on the side for sure. It's got a wing in the back. Yeah. We speaking freely over here. I've been shaking this box for it's time to pull it out. Let's stop playing.
What's in here?
It's a whole lot of.
Ooh.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
It's giving mental health.
It's giving. Let me drink.
I think I want to do that too.
Drink water and silence for our
Hey, I'm trying to tell you.
Today we came on our business because this is a very important topic.
Right, it is. Right.
Jumping into mental health. Jules, starting with you and just bringing it down the line. What's the first thing that comes? What's the first thing that comes to mind for you in your life? Not what's going on around you, not for anything that you know or anybody else or what it predicates to. What does mental health mean to you, and like, what do you feel when you hear the word mental health? Like, where does it take you?
With mental health, I've kind of upgraded my thinking with it. I don't think that it's a fix-all. You're going to always be mentally healed. I think it's always a constant thing that you have to, just like bathing, like you always have to make sure you're checking in on yourself, because you can feel like you're healed and you're good, and then you'll be like, well, I'm healed, I'm good, I'm straight, I don't gotta go to therapy, I ain't gotta do this, and then all of a sudden a trigger will hit you,
Right.
and you get hard on yourself. And I don't think that you should get hard on yourself, because it's a never-ending thing.
Yes.
And I feel like mental health, you're gonna always need to incorporate therapy or some type of therapeutic outlet. So yeah, I feel like it's just like bathing. You're gonna always have to do it, get into it.
I like how you put
That's a
that.
good metaphor. Like,
I agree.
very
It's
good.
kind of hard to follow up.
It's the
but
snaps.
I agree.
It's the snaps.
I agree.
I really like that. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with that too, wholeheartedly. Renee, how you feel?
Honestly, when I think about mental health for me, it comes, and honestly, I have to speak about the current for me. When I think about mental health, I think about mastering the art of peace. Because without me having learned that, I wouldn't know how to, work on myself and actually work on my mental health.
Yes.
And some people don't even know that they're going through things mentally. They don't even know what mental health is altogether.
Right.
So it's defining that first, understanding what that means, and understanding that it is okay to not be okay as well.
Yes.
And because like she said, which I wholeheartedly agree, is that it's a work in progress. It's not something that you can literally just say, I'm, okay today, and then tomorrow, I'm not. And then it's just that. You have to like literally work on it continuously.
Yes.
Each day, day in and day out. Because for me, that's what I do now. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. But it's important to work on it. And it's so important to acknowledge it. Because a lot of people don't do that. And it's on, hold on. It's important to recognize it in other people.
Yes.
Because a lot of times, we don't know that you're struggling with something and we don't know how to recognize it. So honestly, you just literally, you have to research and find cues and signs. And sometimes even researching is not, going to help. It's literally you experience life is going to be the best teacher.
That part. Woo!
Yes.
OMG. Honestly, I want to say when it comes to mental health, and I'm going to speak from, I wasn't so open and fully understanding mental health to the extent that where I know now. So mental health for me before was you diagnosed with something. You get what I'm saying? You got to be diagnosed to say, oh, it's mentally something going on with you. But no, that's not what it means. You get what I'm saying? Mentally, you could be having so many things going on up here, spiritually, you get what I'm saying, financially, all this other stuff that's going on. But if you not, I think if you fully don't have it together for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about inner self, not just on the outskirts. You know what I'm saying? Where everybody just see. It can do a lot. So you have, to me, I feel like mentally you have to be together up here in your mind and your space and who you are and where you are in life for you to be able to give everything and do everything that you need to do in society, just, you know, with anybody that you engage with them being able to function and take care of your children, bathing, you get what I'm saying, being able to process things. So I used to look at mental health just in the aspect of saying you have to be diagnosed. And knowing how I spoke on it last week, if I think I did touch bases with that, my mom is diagnosed and suffers with schizophrenia and bipolar. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that at a moment of time, because she has that being diagnosed with that okay, something could be wrong with me when I have my outbursts or just kind of like go through my own little phases of being irritated or just something where I can feel like I snap or change my mood within the moment. But that's not what that's not really what it is for the most part. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a lot. And like mentally right now, I'm just trying not to overthink it. But yeah, I'm gonna pass the baton over to Ivory. But yeah, that's exactly how my point of view was when it came to mental health.
I like this one.
Yeah, I like that. I like it too. I'm feeling the OD.
All you ladies have said something that I can pull from. Like, I agree completely with everything you guys said. When I think of mental health, because I am a 3-year therapy person, this is my 3rd year in therapy, and it has helped me tremendously. I think of becoming a supreme version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's like the ally you need when you're on a battlefield. You know what I'm saying? Having a therapist or just having an open outlet is like always having that ally in the battle of life. You know what I'm saying? And it's like me checking into my mental health, I knew you have to be accountable. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Accountable for your actions and for yourself.
Yes, she knows I'm big on accountability.
You have to be accountable for yourself and your actions, because if you're not accountable, you're just unaware. You know what I'm saying? And it's like once I became accountable for, okay, this is patterns that's happening in my life.
Right.
Something is me. Something is me. It can't just all be them. It can't just something is me. And when I became accountable, it's like when I stepped out and said, okay, let me go get a therapist. Let me go and see about my mental health. Because like you, sis, I thought I got to be diagnosed with something. Like if I go, they're going to say I'm severely depressed. They're going to say that I'm narcissistic because I'm a little cocky with myself. You know what I'm saying? They're going to say, so I was too scared to hear a truth about me. I was too scared to hold the mirror in front of my face. But it's like either you're going to fight for your life or you're going to die. You know what I'm saying? That could be spiritually or on a physical plane. So it's like once I realized that, I was like, I got to go see my mental health. I need to go have it elevated. I need to be better in this world, because eventually if you don't seek any type of mental health, you'll walk around here like a zombie. And as you know, a lot of people out here are spiritual zombies. They're not moving. They're not motivated. They're stagnant in their life. And it's like once I went and took my mental health serious, I started to understand how I communicate and coexist with other people. And it made life easier for me, because now I'm aware of who I am and what I may do and my triggers, but I'm also able to speak to you and help you be a part of my life without having any issue or conflict. And it's a rocky road, because I fail a lot, but it's not failing to me, it's lessons learned. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm learning a lot as I go along. So every lesson is like, you know what I'm saying? Every lesson is like another elevation of growth. So without mental health or any type of check-in with that, I'd probably be stagnant, zombie like 85% of this world. You know what I'm saying? Thinking nothing's wrong with you and just moving. So mental health is having that ally when you're becoming your supreme self for me, for sure.
I love how the way you close that out. Yes. Oh my gosh. So as of right now, y'all can just jump out, whoever just want to just speak on it. What do y'all think that y'all are doing right now to obtain your mental stability with everyday life? Like, you know what I'm saying? How are you being able to function, and what are you doing daily that you can just share with those that are tuned in, that will be tuned in later, of course, that could be that's helping you, but also can help the next person?
Okay, go ahead, Mom.
I was gonna pull from, and I'm gonna utilize your word ally. For me, my ally is God.
Yes.
If I didn't get that relationship with God, I wouldn't know, who I am. Right? I wouldn't know how to walk through life. I wouldn't literally know my purpose. I wouldn't know that my passion is my purpose. I wouldn't know that I could turn all of that into my profit.
So praise dancing.
I know, right? It's giving them all over it. Holy Spirit is.
No, seriously. For me, I wasn't really big on spiritual, a spiritual being or tapping into that higher power or elevating to that extent. I was scared of it. I was always afraid. And for me, being afraid of that really looked like every day ignoring signs, ignoring the power of God. And I know sometimes people don't want to get into, being spiritual or saying, oh, I don't believe in this, and I don't believe in that. That is okay, because even if you don't believe in God, there's somebody or something that you believe in.
Yes.
So tapping into that is important on a daily. So for me, my mental health starts with me waking up and saying thank you.
Yes.
That's first. Because as much as I go through, I really am, blessed to see the next 24 hours.
Right.
There's somebody who didn't make it through the evening. So when I wake up, the first thing that I can say is, thank you. And then moving throughout the day, trying to turn my triggers into something positive. Because sometimes I'm easily triggered by things, places, people. And I had to learn to simply ignore that. And it wasn't easy. It was a process. And it was an ugly process, because the truth is that I had to work on me first. Working on me was an ugly process. I had to really, take accountability with all the things that I struggle with. My attitude was very nasty. I wasn't even always this motivating. I wasn't always this, positive. I wasn't this enlightened. There was a lot of things that I couldn't pour into people the way that I'm able to now. But I think for me, every day I'm utilizing all those experiences to work on my mental health and tell myself that I can get better from the things that I've gone through. So, honestly, on a daily, just praying for me and my children. I don't know if anybody, utilizes, something to say, hey, this is my why. This is my reason.
Right.
I literally feel like that was my saving grace, me having children. Because when you have somebody else to look forward to take care of, they're going to give you a reason to go harder than you probably would have gone hard, in the first place. So, got interrupted.
Got the disruption. Yeah, he don't want the message.
You know what's so crazy?
What you mean?
Back home now.
The devil is gonna always be busy.
Listen,
let me tell you, when it's this power and within a room, this much.
That's what she was on too.
I'm touching on something that a lot of people need to handle, and they need to hear.
And they need to hear. But
And
it's okay though. Guess what?
It's okay.
It's something about the name Jesus.
Don't.
Nah, it's all right. It's all right.
The Bible does say when 2 or 3 are gathered.
Yeah.
Here.
He is here. And guess what? Ain't nothing got in the way for y'all to be here today.
I already knew something was gonna happen. I felt that little wave come over me.
It's all right.
But you know what? You got to shake it off. Shake it off.
Right.
I'm from New York. I'm gonna get this hustle.
You already know.
Seriously, just going back into that. I can't lie. Like, I feel good just, even expressing this right now. Like, knowing that the devil was just really trying to, work. But we successful Black queens in here. And honestly, the working on your mental daily, like I said, just, saying thank you to God and just literally using every opportunity to get to it. That's all.
I want to tap on what Queen's saying over here. Having gratitude. Oh my God.
Yes.
Having gratitude. Saying that the first thing I do in the morning is say thank you.
Yes.
I play a 10-minute gratitude meditation video. And I just say thank you for everything. I don't care what it is. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for my right pinky. Thank you for the little stuff, because God say when you happy with the little stuff, He can give you more. You can grateful. So it's like just with the little things, even my lessons that hurt me, I'm thankful for those. Because if I'm not thankful and I'm holding on to that energy, I'm gonna keep attracting it until I learn the lesson. So I have to have gratitude.
You preaching right? I gotta clap. I can't even snap. I gotta clap.
I have to have gratitude. But it's also at the same time what helps me is, like I said, I'm in therapy and I'm not ashamed of that. I tell everybody, I'm like, I go 3 times a week because I know me. Like sis said over here, it was a struggle for me to be this person. You know what I'm saying? And I don't try to act like it never was. I don't try to hold my nose up and be like, yeah, I always been this way. No, I'm from the hood. I'm a gutter baby. You feel me? Like we wasn't raised with no proper tools. I used to wash my undergarments in sinks. You know what I'm saying? My mentality is totally different.
Right.
So it took me time to get in this world and accept people the way they were and understand that our perspectives are different, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I used to argue when somebody tried to change my perspective and teach me because I felt like I set myself up enough to protect myself, and it was really damaging me. So now, every day I apply myself to perspectives. Like, who perspective can I hear today and learn something from? You know what I'm saying? Every day, like I told you before, like I have a famous phrase that I love saying: "No man is my enemy, no man is my friend, but every man is my teacher."
Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Say that one more time. Lean in the camera. Say that one more time.
I say, no man is my friend, no man is my enemy, but every man is my teacher.
If
you walk into
use that for your next caption. I know you're ready for it tomorrow. Yeah. Use that for your next caption.
For real.
I mean, I feel like we just gonna tag each other because we all want the caption.
Right.
I'm gonna give you
definitely
your credit. With credit due.
Absolutely.
I
felt that.
You have to walk into every situation like a classroom. Like you're learning.
Yes.
Relationships and friendships and jobs and careers. Because if I take this personal, which was what I was doing, because mind you, like you said, you get triggered. So even though I am in this mentality, I could still switch and go back to 05 Ivory because you done triggered me. So it's like, I have to fight back to stay here, but I'm aware. And when you're
where
aware,
you want to be.
Yeah, when you're aware, you're always going to get back up and keep persevering. You know, persevering. You know what I'm saying? Be aware. It's okay to, stumble sometimes and be triggered and fall back into your old self, but be aware so you can get back out of it. Each step is like learning steps. So it's like when I walk into everything, like this is my classroom. Being here today is my classroom. You know what I'm saying? Y'all my teachers. Yes. I'm learning from what she said. I'm like, okay, Evangeline.
I feel like we all are.
I'm
feeling it. Trust me, I am.
You gotta walk into every situation like you are here to learn, and you will never take nothing personal. Any situation, you are here to learn with anything in relationships. I was here to learn how to deal with a man. You know what I'm saying? I was here to learn how to deal with a female. I was here to learn how to deal with older women when I had my mom in my life and it wasn't going right. I was learning how to deal with abandonment and people may leave you and neglect you when my father wasn't present. I learned from all those situations, and it's not personal because it was lessons. I needed lessons to elevate to my supreme self. So,
yes.
Treat it like a
Did you hear that?
I know y'all felt that.
Please comment down below because you're watching, you're tuned in, and say, she spoke freely. For real. That was gems she just dropped. That perspective was so real.
It's the speaking freely for me, and it's coming literally just from genuine.
Yeah, you coming from the heart.
It's coming from class. You feel me? Like I told somebody the other day, don't always look at it like I'm learning and I gotta pass this class.
Yeah.
I done took F's in real classes and just put the paper in my book bag. I left school. I ain't think about it no more.
But you still got it.
Right.
But so you still got it.
You gotta teach life like that. Like, I failed. I put that in my book bag, but I'm still going.
You might gotta pull it out for another situation.
I can use it to study with now because the right answers are on the failed test. You know
I love the way you put that
scenario
together.
You have to look at it like that. I'm
Power.
still walking around with my F's in my book bag. You feel me? But I'm still walking. I'm still graduating. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta look at it like that.
Absolutely.
Got to.
I just love the fact that what you touched on is exactly where I am right now. Not wanting to be the old version of me. You get what I'm saying? And at times when I talk about the old version of me with some people, I sometimes be like, oh, I don't like that person. I liked her, but I didn't really like where she was at, where she was going. You know what I'm saying? But she had to grow and fully tap in and to say, this is not who you want to be. You want to change for you, not for them, not for those. Change for you. So when you tap and you do that, you kind of going in the inner you. You get what I'm saying? It is a fearful thing because at the same time, when you tapped in, you all in.
Yeah.
You can't piggyback back and forth, but you always gonna pull it out if you have to in moments, just to stand firm and whatever it is with different scenarios, with different situations. But however, when you want to change, and that also predicated to the mental, you changing for you. Nobody else. what I'm doing right now. I tapped into the version of Ernasia who I'm supposed to be now. You know what I'm saying? I've leveled up from the old version of me to where I'm supposed to be. Right. I would have never changed if it wasn't meant for me. Right. Respectfully. You understand that? That is real. That is so real though, but it's just like when it comes to the mental health and really just keeping it together and keep pressing, don't think about what nobody else is saying, what nobody else is doing, no matter the opinions, you know what I'm saying? And when life try to pull you in different directions and say, nah, I want to get you off that path, you going too hard, you doing this, that, and third. Nah, you gotta keep going. And again, how my best friend just said, remember your why. Right. For you, your why, not they why they watching, nah, your why. Come on. Remember your why. Come on. So when you remember your why, move. You try to stumble me, move. Preach. Yes. Get out of here, move. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that. We're not doing that. You're not knocking it down. When you're confident and you tap in for real, y'all, with who you are, ain't nothing that nobody could tell you anything. Lessons will be learned. Yes. Down the path, you get what I'm saying? You gotta learn that to get the preparation for where you're supposed to be at. Yes. But you are where you're supposed to be at. Right. Yes. For real.
Own your truth.
Yes. At all times. At all times, yo.
Don't step into nobody else's path
at all.
Own your yin and your yang. You know what I'm saying? Everybody try to be all the way good. Like own your good and your bad. Your shadow self. Own your good self. Like I got certain ways where I'm like, I do still love that. I do. That was my past, but I still love that. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't stopping no success. It's just a part of me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
and if I accepted it.
That's like toxic traits. Like you gotta know, like for me, I think that's important. Like I had to learn what my toxic traits were in order for me to know, like, girl, this is a bad thing, but at the same time, like it is who I am. But I can't always say that it's bad. It's just more so like there's things that I can change about that.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? And honestly, it's crazy because you see in society, but I was
because society teaches you and trains us that those things are bad, but it might be the intent behind that. Like I might be toxic to you because the world say that's toxic to keep calling 1,000 times or keep. But I really love you. You really
keep looking at what society is projecting to us. You get what I'm saying?
Outside.
You can't do that. You can't live
what you feel.
There's so many different perceptions that people will have of you. And I love this. You know why? Because, and I'm taking this moment to say this because I'm so proud of Ernasia. Like the perception that, and I'm saying this, and I know this could tap into mental too, because I had a mentality that me and Ernasia was two different people. Literally, we're really just alike because we are trying to get to our higher self.
Pushing. We're pushing.
Right. We're doing it. And that's absolutely facts. I had this perception in my head when I first met her that we were not the same. And I would always look at her like, I know, like I love her for something. I just don't know why. And I don't know what it is. But as we, went through our friendship, I realized, like, you got to realize, like, this is somebody that is doing the same exact thing that you're doing. They're wanting to elevate. And so I think where I was at and where we were at, on both, sides, I feel like we grew so much from the people that we were. Because even the people that I used to be around and the energy and the aura and the vibes is completely different. So honestly, our mentalities did, just like, even like I said, my perception, me perceiving our situation for what it was is crazy. And I'm glad that I changed that, but I changed that for me before I changed it for anybody else. I had to do that because I said, if I want to be around women, that I'm around now, as y'all can see, like we're queens. Then I literally need to change my mindset and I need to, put it in a perspective of, okay, this might not be the greatest, but I can make it great.
Yes.
And so I think that's what I did. Like I had to look at things in a better light instead of looking at things like it was just completely wrong or toxic or the bad things and turning it into a positive. So I'm proud of us, like all of us. But I'm saying that to say like mental health is important, but I don't think if we didn't have that moment of realizing like I need to get right mentally, we wouldn't be here
for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? To be able to share this moment like that. Going back to the outlet, you know what I'm saying? Utilizing each other at moments to be each other's outlet, but at the same time knowing that we also need us to reflect on and go into God. You know what I'm saying? With moments that we have to have alone. We don't have to continue to put this on you, or I don't have to put this on, you don't have to put this all on me. we able to cope and deal with things mentally by ourselves, regroup, recharge. We back at it. Yes. Speak freely.
Yes.
Hey.
You gotta choose you.
At all times.
You gotta choose you. You gotta love you enough to know that you got you. You know, and sometimes it takes you being alone. Being by yourself, and honestly, being by yourself is scary. I'm telling you right now, and I'm scared, baby. Now I'm not scared. I'm not afraid anymore because I got so much power within me. So, but I was afraid, and honestly, you know, it's an ugly process being by yourself. But I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the best thing you can do, and say, you know what? Sometimes I can be alone, and I know that God got my back.
And but you're never really alone.
Yeah, you're never really alone.
You know what I'm saying?
But just, you know, sometimes you just need to choose you. It's gonna get you where you need to go. You ain't gotta tap into every single person around you. Sometimes you can tap into yourself, and that works even better.
I'm gonna say this.
She's so sweet. I just know you got some good. Her orange is so sweet.
Yes.
The gym. She's a jewel.
She is a jewel.
She's a real jewel.
It's weird to say.
Feel this way. I just want to get this out because this is like a huge part of why my mental health was in a very bad situation and why I always get triggered. It's learning to like forgive yourself, and something my therapist, because I've been in therapy as well, something my therapist put in my perspective that I never realized was survivor mode. And she was talking about the show Survivor and how in real life there were things that we wouldn't do in normal life if we had the resources. You know what I mean? If we knew better, or if we just had that help that we needed at that time. And in Survivor, you go through these extremes and you do these things. You know what I mean?
Talk about it.
Something for me that helps with my mental health is really forgiving that 18-year-old girl, that 19-year-old girl. When sometimes I get triggered or something happens, I'm like, oh, like really, Lord, like I thought I was good with this, or I look at her still in me sometimes, and I'd be like, I can't believe you had us go through this.
She's never gonna die though. She's never gonna go.
But you know what I'm saying? Forgiving, you still need to forgive her and realize and really understand that who I am today, yes, I'm upgraded, I'm a more healed version, but she did what she could with the resources that she had. Mentally, emotionally, even the physical resources, the people resources, that what she had around her was in her survivor mode, and who she is and who she was just needs to be forgiven and needs to be loved. And I don't need to carry that burden of that with me. Like, stop looking back at that. It can be years later, and we'll be like, well, I'm like this because of this, or I'm like that because of that. Or someone can try to bring up our past and we get triggered or ashamed. Or we're like a turtle, we go inside and hide. I'm like, I can't believe they brought that up. And then we're just like, I'm so sorry. Like, and you're trying to prove to them that you're not that person. And I just want to let y'all know, for your mental health, because that was huge for me, I'm always trying to prove to those people who knew that girl, I'm not that girl no more. And in doing that, I'm realizing I'm not really doing the work, I'm putting on a show. So once you forgive yourself and you really do, like you said, your inner work, you come into yourself,
so real,
you be like, you know what, I don't care if you don't clap for me. Because I'm like, at this point, do I want to be really healed, or do I want to put on a show?
Come on.
Jules! Speak freely! I said, Jules!
I got the
speak freely!
I got the
I'm not gonna hold y'all. It's something that she's shaking.
Yeah, it's like a lot
she
of times
pulling it out.
Saying, like, you put out this image, your highlight reel, like, oh, look, I'm doing this, or look, I'm in a good relationship, and then as soon as you get off the social media with the pictures, you're miserable, you're not really happy in life. And that's why we see these people like the Miss Universe or whoever, and like they do these things, and you're like, what happened? They look so happy. They look, because they were putting on a show. And that's what I realized I was doing. I would smile, take my pictures, be like, look at me, I'm a great mom, look at me, I'm doing this. But then I'd be so miserable, and it's because I realized, okay, I don't need you to clap for me, I need me to clap for
myself.
So
you don't need validation
at all from nobody.
Being accountable with you, sis, bro. That was just me. I'm not.
That was me too. That was me too.
I think that's why I got more
I can't even.
And I mean, that's transparent. I don't care though. That was me too, bro.
I can't sit here and be like it was 18. Like, girl, I'm still doing
it.
You feel me? Because it's like I'm still trying to hold up to this world that I'm plugged into and
right.
still be myself and plug out of it. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? And it's
Right.
like I have
Balance.
to keep up with what they got going on when I realize I really don't have to.
Yes.
The more I start being free within myself, the more the things that's supposed to find me gonna find me. And I wasn't realizing that I'm thinking I gotta do this, I gotta look this way, I gotta have this. And when I started not caring and being free and just telling myself it's whatever I create.
Speak.
Right.
It's whatever
Right.
I make it. If I want that, I got it.
Exactly.
Once I start telling myself what it is and not waiting to know what it's gonna be, it became. Just tell yourself what it is. Like
the
today,
balance,
it's gonna be
the
this
balance
way.
and
And when
act.
you reach that though, and that's when God actually is just like, okay, now you're gonna get the love that you've been
Cause you
Yes.
did it.
now you're gonna get
It's-
the support that you want to.
It's deserving.
You're putting on
You're
the show
deserving
and
of
you're
it.
around people and you're like, why with this person? Like,
Yeah.
or you're starting to even get down on yourself because you're like, why can I connect with these people? Like, why can I?
I'm not supposed to.
Right.
I'm not
But you know what I'm
supposed to.
saying? But
Let
you're not
them
even
go.
being your real true self. You're not
It's
even
so
owning who
crazy.
you are. And then when you finally like, this is who I am. This is how I am. Not in a crazy way. Like, this is me. I love me.
Yes.
Then God's just like, I'm gonna put people
Here
around
go
that
your
do
people.
that.
Here go your
Yeah.
And then you're like,
Yeah.
wow, I don't have to
That's
put
how
on the
he
show
do it.
with y'all. I don't got to put on the front. Like, I'm genuinely
all.
happy in my relationship.
Yes.
and my
I
relationship.
love this.
You
I
know?
love this because I feel like we have that connection where we can literally genuinely be ourselves
Yes.
with no judgment.
At
And-
all.
Honestly, it be accepted.
Yes.
It be accepted because it wasn't always like that. You know, just
Exactly.
always. But like Nay, I feel like Nay is right here, and I'm trying to. She's I'm trying to hold back tears, but if you don't even understand, I felt that from within because I've literally sat there and put on a facade for so long of who I want, like who I wanted to be for somebody else,
Yeah.
for them to see this
Yeah.
and
love
you know, and want me and you're
To see that, but you wasn't even tapped in yet to the
At
real
all.
you
Right.
that you
I
wanted
didn't
to,
even
you know
know
what
who I was.
I'm saying?
Now I'm gonna give you something,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
even know. Like I was lost.
It's crazy how a lot of these, everything that we're talking about, right? We wasn't taught when we were children.
Right.
We wasn't taught in our homes.
Right.
When you become an adult, you hear me?
You gotta figure
You
this
heard me?
out.
Mm-hmm.
When you become an adult, it's a lot that you learn
Yeah.
to where it's just like life is not what it was
Come
when we were
on,
younger. You
right.
get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a different world, bro.
Different emotions.
It's a different, right?
Because when you
Yes.
a kid, you have the simple emotions.
It's carefree
They're
though.
baby versions. You didn't know as a kid being needy was a problem. You
Right.
didn't know as a kid being selfish was wrong because the emotions are minimized. It's not trained the right way because you're a kid and everything's free. When you get older and you selfish and you see people feel some type of way and they reject you,
Yeah.
or you too needy and you need a lot of love and people
Right.
don't want to give you
Exactly.
it. Now you're confused on who to be, and now I don't want to be the needy girl that need a lot of love. But you were abandoned, sweetheart. You were neglected.
Yeah.
Be on your truth.
Right.
I need love. I need you to do
Right.
more. And if you can't, you're not my person.
Right.
But I couldn't say that
Right.
because I wanted you. You
Mhm.
look presentable to the world. I
Right.
want you. So now I can't be needy. I gotta be a girl that's cool. I gotta be cool with this happening. No, now I'm
Right.
lost in the sauce. I look up, I don't even know who I am 2 years
Right.
later because I've been playing so cool. I've been playing like I'm a city girl. I've been playing like I got it all together, like I'm running the show. And inside,
Yeah.
internally, I'm not getting anything that I need. I'm giving everything that everyone needs, and I'm getting nothing that I need. Now I'm empty and drained when I look up and I'm about to die. You feel me?
I love
That's
that
when
each
you
and every
restart.
one of us is speaking
That's
for
when you
each other. Like it's like
restart.
You speaking for us and don't even know it.
It's like not even have
But
to
it's
say
everybody.
much.
Like
Yeah.
it's the pulling
Like,
from
I think
everybody.
when you say that though, what's something that I had come into my spirit was just like with adulthood comes accountability. Like as a kid, when
It
something
does.
happens, when my kid misbehaves, I apologize on his behalf. Like,
Right.
yeah, he's gonna get it when he gets home, and I'm accountable for him,
Right.
like, for his actions. When we're an adult, adulthood is literally accountability.
Right.
And that is what's hard because it's just like
It is hard.
when,
People-
so,
a lot
when
of
you're
people don't
acting a
accept
certain way and people are like treating your way, you're like, okay, well they're wrong. Like it's all of them in our minds. You know what I mean? Like that's how it is. Well, you don't like how I'm acting, but we're not taking accountability.
Right.
And that's
Or
what
you
we don't because people don't hold us accountable.
Right.
I'm gonna hold you accountable because I care.
In that moment,
I want you to know that this is not okay for me.
Right.
And this is why it's important to break generational curses
Right.
because just because my mother did not know how to be a mother to me, or I did not have a father, does not mean that my children have to go through the same thing that I went through. At the end of the day, I seen what it was and I see what it is. Right. And I know that I'm gonna change that dynamics for my children.
Yes.
Because I can't have them go through what I went through.
At all.
Right.
No, I refuse. And if I don't change that, then I will continue that cycle.
Yes.
And then that's when they get to that age and they're trying to figure out life. Whereas if I can show them and give them this little blueprint, but however they see fit, when they become
it's a big blueprint.
At least they knew my mother did what she could. You understand? Well, what she was given. And honestly, I can't lie. Like me having these conversations with I have a 12-year-old and a 7-year-old, and I have real life conversations with them both.
Me too.
Yes.
They're very mature, and I give them the real raw because it's just us three. I tell them all the time.
Yeah.
I do not hold bars. It's to the point where my son has my phone. Like my phone, I share my location with my 12-year-old.
Me too.
Because one thing about it, two things for sure, they're gonna know everything
that I got going on.
What? Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Because sometimes, sheltering them and keeping them from that stuff is going, we might be hiding them from the world.
Right. That's true.
So when
that
they get to an age where they literally need to be an adult, I need to hold you accountable now before you even get to that age.
Yeah.
I need you to see that I wasn't held accountable when I was a child because somebody that was, taking care of me possibly couldn't give me that. They didn't know how to do that.
They didn't know how.
Right.
Yes.
Hiding your life from your
But you got to forgive people that
experience life. When
that's
you hide
true.
life, you understand? My people hit like I jumped around from house to house because my mother did not have the tools. Like I was a street baby. I didn't have my father present when he was present. He was abusive. So that means I'm starting from a blank canvas.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't understand that. I thought I watched enough Love and Basketball, enough movies, enough, you know what I'm saying, to figure out what a man may need. All I gotta do is be a hooper. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying out for the basketball team, but I gotta be a hooper. You know what I'm saying? Like Sanaa Nathan. Or then I'm watching, you know what I'm saying? What's her name? Gabrielle Union, the other girl at the prom. I'm like, no, I gotta be like that. I gotta be, you know what I'm saying? So my mind was shaped off fictional stuff that was not real, fairy tale stuff that was not real. And I'm sitting there thinking that this is reality that I need to mold my relationships off of. And the whole time I missed everything my parents were supposed to pour into me because they kept their life away from me, thinking they was too grown to share those experiences. And I'm out here crashing out now. I'm an adult, and I'm running into relationships, right? I'm running into relationships. I'm 16 years old acting like I'm 30, like I'm married now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm out here tripping, giving myself away, loving people. And if I would have had my father there to be like, young lady, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I would have known
but
better.
The experience of life would have taught you, you had to experience certain things, you know what I'm saying, to see for yourself. But everything that we have going on in our lives that we've been through is making us to be what we are today.
Phenomenal. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Phenomenal. So we all have a testimony. We all got a story. Yes. Sometimes we think our story is, I don't want to say, it's so, matter of fact, it's so bad. You know what I'm saying? It's unbearable. It's the worst there is. Until you hear somebody else's story, but you can relate. You can.
And it's not even just wanting sympathy or sympathizing with somebody. I have more empathy than anything because I can relate on so many different levels with what she was saying. Because for me, I didn't have a father. Growing up, I seen him. I seen what he looked like. I seen him once. But just not having that acceptance and not having that love, I felt like I had to search that. I had to look for that. And I was looking for love in all the wrong places. Right. And I was getting hurt left and right because I was seeking out something that I didn't have. And then I'm watching my mother, hang on to love that wasn't really meant for her. Yeah. And so I held on to that as well. And honestly, I didn't know that I would become something that I despised. Yeah. I always told myself. Let's talk about it. I always told myself, and I love my mother. Don't get me wrong. Let me tell you something. One thing about it, I have a real good bond in a huge relationship with my mother now that I never had before ever. I didn't know who my mother was. My mother didn't know who I was. Right. To know her now and to know me now, my mother's proud of me. Yes. My mother's proud of me because she sees where she should have been. And I feel like she admires my growth. She admires that I was able to kind of utilize her story and mine combined to actually get better. And so it's scary because, you like when I said despise, I really despise my mom. Like I didn't want to ever be like her. I told myself I would never be like her just to turn around and be exactly like her.
Stay tuned in, love. Stay tuned in.
It's crazy.
And you know what causes
that
though, sis? Because we have the same story. Girl. It touches me when you say that because what caused that for
But I had to be broken to build myself up.
You know what I realized caused that, and this is why I shout out to my therapist. What taught me that was when you focus so much on what you don't want to be, you bring it.
I didn't know that though. I didn't know that. I didn't know that I was manifesting my life into being her.
I'm gonna be so real about it, bro, because my mom, if my mom's watching me, she knows. I hated my mother so much. I used to look at her face and be like, "You could die." You feel me? Because the way she treated us. I was in the streets, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have clothes. I was stealing, like, we was in the house with no water on. I had to borrow water from the neighbors, go boil it in my house just to take baths. Like, I hated her. You feel me? So when I looked her in the face, I'd be like, "I hate you. You could die." You know what I'm saying? And my anger was so real that I carried that for so many years. That all I attracted was more people like to me. And I thought that was
so much power from this situation right now. Just listening to you.
I get confused and think that's love, especially with others. I sat there with when my mom was doing that to me. I held on to that energy because it's just energy. I held on to that energy for so long that I was attracting men like that to me. And when they would come to me, it's an obvious red flag, but I thought that was love because that was the first person to love me. So now I'm in this relationship and this dude treating me like crap, and I'm a queen and I deserve better. I ain't even going on dates. I ain't even looking beautiful half of the time. He's not even thinking about just because with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here suffering. And I'm accepting the suffering as love because I'm used to suffering. And once I came out of that, everybody gonna think you crazy coming out of that because they're used to you.
They're gonna pinpoint you as the culprit coming out of that pain and that hurt because you done dealt with it for so long that you breaking doors. Like you're breaking out. You know what's so crazy is because I was the crazy person breaking out of that turmoil. I had so much turmoil that was going on, breaking out of that stuff. That for me, honestly, I didn't know how to express myself. I had so much hate within situations, breaking out of those situations that people that were, not supposed to get that hate was getting it. And they didn't understand why. And I didn't understand why, but at the same time, how could you express yourself when, somebody who told you that they love you, beat you or hit you or, called you a black bitch. Or told you ain't gonna never be nothing. But I would say, unfortunately, you are my daughter. Right. At the end of the day, it's like you don't know how to break out of that. And when you do, again, you're swinging wildly to survive. And then again, you're the bad guy for surviving it.
And people
you understand what I'm saying?
Because no one's aware.
Nobody's aware, but you know what? We hide it so well.
We do.
We as queens and as women, we mask our pain so well.
And you know what? Touch on that because a lot of queens have to be masculine when there's no masculine presence there. So you get a woman raising you who's masculine, who's giving you a male because she had to be a father when the father wasn't present. So you ain't even getting a nurturing mother. You getting a bitter, angry mother with a male's demeanor. So now you don't even know what a male is supposed to be like. Now you
and even the blueprint for the male that you're supposed to see is somebody that's probably doing the wrong things to your mom.
Neglect you.
Because my mom went through that. I watched my mom go through it for years. And as I watched my mom go through it, it kind of broke my heart, but I was angry at her because I was like, well, how dare you let a man do that? Why would you ever do that? You have children that are watching you. But you know what? Guess what? She didn't know how to be loved either.
And
she didn't know how to get up out of that either. You don't know how it feels until you are in that situation. When the first time that I have gotten hit in my relationship, I didn't know what to do.
Come on.
I was so mad and embarrassed that I couldn't express what happened to me.
This when that first time happened, though.
I didn't know how to, let anybody know because I was like, I never wanted this for me. This is not for me.
Because
this is not for me.
And then knowing that it was okay you felt it was okay to accept. You know what I'm saying?
Like, but I don't know nothing else because this is all I watched my entire life.
And even though you're hit, you don't want nothing else to fall apart. And that's what I had to do.
That's don't have children involved because that's even worse. For me, my child was involved. My child, I always felt like I never had a father, but my child will have a father at all costs. But at my cost, at my expense, my son got a father. But I went through hell giving him that father. I went through hell making sure that he never knew half the stuff that I went through. And guess what? I didn't have to hold on to making him be one. But I guaranteed you that my son, just watching my son be so happy, you have no choice but to give them that. You can take that piece away from a child. How dare you? That's how I looked at myself. How dare you rip your child from this situation when you know you didn't have that?
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you one thing. I've been telling my story for so many years. I'm here. I'm here for a reason. I got out of
the chosen ones.
Sometimes
the chosen ones, baby.
It takes you to get, to go through that. It's not easy, but it takes you to go through that.
For another young lady. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I had to think about that. Like, dang, I hate that I got this story.
I hate it too.
You don't gotta hate it, embrace it. Don't hate it, embrace it, y'all.
I love it down. I love it down.
Yeah. But at times when you're trying to date and be a single parent, you don't want to tell a man like, I didn't have they. You going to their house to meet their parents. My his parents are still together, still married. Beautiful family.
Yes.
I used to hate going to the house because I'm like, I don't even know how to act.
It bothers you. Right. You gotta feel like you're gonna be so conservative. You gotta
I'm like,
and it's right.
I stayed in a relationship for 5 years straight based off of the dynamics of that person's family.
Right, because you want.
I didn't have that. Yeah. I did not have that family dynamic, and I yearned that, and it gave me so much. And I ain't gonna lie, like you, I didn't know how to act within that family, but I felt this was what love was supposed to be.
Right.
But I also didn't know that their love and our relationship love was two different things.
Right.
And so it was never the same. But when you utilize that and try to combine the two, it's not gonna always work out.
You really battle with that.
You got it, and I'm telling you, sometimes you gotta break up out of that and say, if this is not meant, it's not meant. You gotta
you gotta stop heavy on it. Heavy.
Before you try to get a healthy relationship, really, really do some therapy. And I say that because it's so weird how a man in the past I'm with is treating me dirty, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stay here. Like, this is comfortable though.
I'm
crying, I'm upset, but I'm comfortable. But then I had a guy who's trying to treat me right, and I'm like, bro, why?
That's
you're being really corny.
No, she's talking about me right now. I'm telling y'all this right now.
Is he being corny? I'm like, you ain't got no toxicness. Like, I need a little bit. I need a little bit of, and I'm like, you don't need a little bit of. I don't need you to wrap me up. I don't need you to.
I used to run the danger. I you got baby.
That's me. That's bad.
I said,
it's given. But I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's going back to that toxic. You know what I'm saying? We don't ignore the red flag. Not no more.
I didn't ignore
not no more.
Because in our heart, let's put it like this: in our heart, we want to kill them because we want to always kill our parents. It's not that we love toxicness. It's not that we're toxic. It's not that we want to cry. We just want to fix it so we can know that it's possible.
I heard that.
Because we didn't see our parents fix, so now we gotta feel like if I can heal this person, then it's possible. Now, if I heal you and I marry you and we together for life, I can forgive my daddy and my mama because I know it's possible. Because I feel like I fixed
them. But do they want to be healed? Do they want to be saved?
No.
Even in the mix of what you're doing and knowing that you have grown and you have shaped and formed to someone that, yes, I hide it so well. People would never know the hurt and trauma I wear it so well.
Come on, Artisha, for real.
It be like that.
For real.
It really be like that. But at the same time, even with you wearing it, own it. You get what I'm saying? Tap into it and just embrace it, knowing
and
who
be
you
vulnerable. Find people that you can be vulnerable with.
Accepting you for who you are.
Even if you can't be vulnerable with people, like whatever you believe in, whatever a relationship you have, whether it's spiritual or believe in God, whatever it is, tap into that and be vulnerable in that moment. Because honestly, that helps me a lot.
And you'll feel it. Like, you'll feel it.
Yeah, Jules tapped into something that was so important that she said. Honestly, we'll ignore all the good people that are meant for us for all the wrong people that are showing us clearly they're not for us. But I also feel like people hide who they really are so well that when you think somebody is for you, even if they're showing you that they're so good and they're so this, that eventually the real them comes to, flourish.
Yes, it will.
So when you see that, sometimes it's like, you running for the hills. So literally, I feel like in this day and age, we're coming to a time where we have to accept what we're given, and it shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't settle.
Right.
You shouldn't settle for nothing, no matter what the situation is. Whether it be a friendship, a marriage, nothing. Like nothing should be a settlement. You should literally be okay with wanting what you want.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, and
everybody deserves it. You deserve to be happy. Yeah. Everybody deserves
whatever that looks like for you, not for somebody else. Because what my happiness looks like is not your happiness. If this person right here, comfort or not, makes me happy, I'm gonna be that happy person that I would rather be, as opposed to me being miserable. And you don't want to never walk around holding that misery onto you, because you can give that energy and aura and box to somebody else.
Exactly. That's piggybacking off of what you said, if I'm not mistaken. Putting on that facade, you know what I'm saying? Putting on that image because, hey,
it looks good.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
It looks good. It's so perfect.
But again, when you take the mask off,
mask off.
When you take the mask off, then what?
Fresh face.
What you got?
Happened.
You gotta be
real. Now you gotta look at yourself in the mirror. You get what I'm saying? You gonna wear that mask every day.
Right.
It's gonna get tired. It's gonna get worn out.
Exactly.
It's gonna get worn out. It's gonna get old.
Like you can't go to nobody now because you didn't show them that, and they're gonna be like, "Wait, where did this come from?"
Yeah.
And it's then you're like suffering in silence, and that is like the most toxic thing you can do to yourself.
Mentally,
suffering in silence is because you're looking at yourself. You're like, I need to talk.
And you know that,
but I can't talk to nobody because I've told everybody everything's okay, everything's perfect, everything's fine.
No.
And it's just like you put on that facade, and it's like once you take that facade off, there are gonna be people who be like, I want to deal with that. Be okay with that, though.
Yes.
Because there are gonna be some people who still see value in you. You still have value in you.
Yes.
And then there's gonna be people who see that. Like there's goodwill. Like me and my therapist came up with the analogy about goodwill. People go to those lightly used things, and these are used. Some of them are damaged, but people be like, I want that.
Because they can find
like I want that. But you know what I'm saying? I want that. Like yeah, you know, it's not fresh, it's not brand new. But you know exactly. Like it's not fresh, it's not brand new. But I see value in that. I want that. I want that with me. And they're gonna do that same with you. Yes, you've been like used. Yes, you got the thing going on. But someone's gonna look at you and be like, "I want you."
And
I see value.
I want you for you.
Don't discount.
I want you
I want full price for you. I want
nobody else.
Speaking of full price,
don't discount yourself.
Stop allowing people to minimize you into what they think and what they feel.
Yesterday's
their perception is
price.
Hello, the price went up. If you value me,
it's not today.
Hello, if you value me, pay my price.
That right.
My energy, my aura, my vibe is expensive.
That part.
And it's expensive for a reason, because guess what? Not everybody can get it. No, not everybody can get it.
I know that I bring to the table. I know that I own a couple
I am the table.
You feel me?
And the chairs. Tuck in that bitch.
I'm the building you walk in to get to the table.
That part.
Like,
that part.
So it's like now, it's like the thing about mental health too, to touch back into the mental health. Mm-hmm. When you've been under this kind of tradition for so long, this conditioning of accepting any type of love
you gotta train.
It's so hard to price yourself because you gotta sit here and question yourself like, are you sure? And I gotta tell myself in the mirror every day, yes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you gotta
yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm out here dating now. And like it'll be guys that try to date me.
Yes.
You feel me? Hey, I'm out here dating now, and there'll be guys that'll try to date me and do the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you try to pull up and chill. No. Sir, I have a house and a bed, and I got a Netflix password and email, sir. I do not need to come over to your house for that.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what else are you offering? Like, what can I learn from you?
Yes.
Are you gonna teach me how to do some real estate?
Right.
Are you trying to put me on?
Right.
Make you feel special though. You deserve that.
And not just on a business tip where we gotta be business emotionally. I need what you can provide.
Yes.
All you can provide.
If you can't do that, and again,
a bed emotionally, that's it.
Why does it always have to get to the sexual? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
We shouldn't, and then I don't want.
I already know.
That's all it's here for. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I already know.
Not the cherry, but the strawberry.
You feel me? You feel me?
Strawberry shortcake cream
on top.
You already know what you bring into the table, so it's like I don't even have to win you over with that because I know where I stand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's the problem that we keep having as young adults is after the sexual fire has drizzled a little bit.
Right.
Where can I match with you emotionally, spiritually, mentally? And it's nowhere. Now I'm realizing you a little slow. After the sex, after the sex is fire, and you touch my
No, she's speaking fast because I'm
like, what else? What else?
I'm single.
She said I'll find out that she was
I'm
lying.
being so real. Like,
she's
after
right.
the fact, I'm like, dang, you know, we reading contracts and paperwork, and it's like you a little slow. You know what I'm saying?
Like you don't even know what.
It's like I'm asking you what motivates you. I always ask a man like,
what motivates you?
Yes. What do you live for? What do you stand by? And then you tell me some crap like get money and and I'm like, damn, I already slept with you. Like what? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, girl, you gotta backtrack and try to find a way out. Now I find myself trying to break up with you over anything because really now I know that my flesh wanted you, but my spirit is a whole nother being.
I ain't gonna lie. And when you tap this spiritually,
it's a different type of feeling.
It's a different.
I seen a dude on Instagram take a girl on a date that he's never slept with. And he took her on a date and flew into another country in a helicopter, had rose petals on the sand saying, will you be my girlfriend? Ooh. And brought a $2,000 condo room, and in there he had papers and poems and all this stuff about what he can invest into her. And he said he did that to show her that I can only do this on a date. Just imagine what I'll invest into your life if you become my wife.
Okay, look. I see that step, right? Then I'm the woman. You did all that. How long, for one, can you maintain this consistency? What is the end goal that you really seeking? Is you gonna hold all that you've done to when the moment come that it falls? You get what I'm saying? So I just want to know the pressure is always good. You love the pressure. Right. But it's just.
Is this you or is this you right now?
Yeah.
So I went through that. Can I speak on that really quickly? I literally just went through that. I had somebody that was applying a lot of pressure towards me. And it felt so amazing coming from a different, ethnicity. It also came from, me. It's just foreign to me. And I was trying to find everything wrong with it. And then I stopped for a second and kind of gave it a thought and said, give this an actual chance, because if you don't, you're going to wonder if you lost out on something,
right?
All because you're thinking of everything that could be wrong with the situation. And so the pressure was being applied, and I loved it. But when I realized that it was more so you're trying to buy me, you don't know to pour a certain amount of love into me. I want you to love yourself more than you love me. You should never love me more than you love yourself. So the pressure
enough to tell him that.
But I'm telling you, I listen. One thing about it, I'm very transparent. I don't want you in that state of mind.
Come on.
Because let's go back to mental health. There's an alarming rate of men and women that are killing each other based off of how hard they love you. If I could ever, if you can love me so much that you would hate for me to be with somebody else, that you want to take my life, your mental is not okay. It's not. If you could love me so much that you would give me everything that you got without thinking about how you're going to survive as well, you're not okay.
You're not.
So it looked good. All my friends was like, yes, girl, this is so much better for you. And I said, no. I want to see what happens. But then I gave it a chance. It was like, do this, going on dates, feeling good. And I realized, this man don't love himself enough. I love me so much more now.
Come on.
I love myself. I never had this
Common self-love if you tap there. Self-love.
It's crazy. I really never had this much love for myself to recognize. Now, outsiders are listening to my stories because I'm the single friend dating as well.
Right.
And I'm going on these dates and I'm having these little, spicy little shit.
Keep it spicy and nice.
Some are more enticing and exciting than the others for the wrong reasons. So I was gravitating towards this little spicy little something. And it was more so because my flesh wanted him, like you said. And he was showing me different things that was so enticing and so exciting. And then when I realized he was fucking my mind.
Come on.
He wasn't, wait, hold on, listen. He wasn't fucking my mind in the right way. He was fucking my mind to manipulate me. We gonna bring it back because I didn't know that. I'm just being me. I'm gonna be real with y'all. So I apologize. But
She's still speaking freely. She got it freely.
Say speak freely.
Right.
But with all due respect to everybody, I am myself. So with me saying, some things that are vulgar, I'm just saying he was literally tapping into manipulating my mind in a way that was, me ignoring all the red flags. I was in Six Flags at that point. I was on every ride there was. I was having nothing but fun. And then the fun came to a stop and I got broken again. And then I had to rebuild myself. And rebuilding myself, I had to find ways to literally say, okay, you're worthy. This is not what you want. And then I'm acknowledging the fact that I made mistakes, and that accountability comes with me saying, you wanted something for the moment because this was exciting. This is new to you. You've never had this. Yeah. So now you got to literally start over. But even with you starting over, now you know what to do next. And now you looking at somebody that's showing you, all this, I'm going to flower you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take you here. I'm going to do all that. But it looks good, but it doesn't feel good.
Right. Because you got
the again, I gotta kind of know, and even dating, what's comfortable, what's familiar is literally something that's, if you haven't changed, why am I still here? Right. If you have not given me that new spark, that new flame, then why am I still here? So the entertainment of things that we shouldn't be entertaining sometimes happen, and I'm literally, when I say I'm going through that, but I literally am learning. It's so crazy because like everybody is saying things that I could relate to, but it's like now I'm in a space of speaking freely, living freely, and being myself. So, and I'm so humble about it. I'm never on some pedestal about it. Like everybody who knows me knows I'm very transparent. I'm so real and raw with it. Like it's like I made a mistake, I'm a bounce back, and it's not a mistake, it's a lesson I'm learning. So when my husband does come into my life, I know that he's gonna be, for me. It's not gonna be me looking for him, because every time that I've been in these situations, it's been me looking.
Right.
So now I'm at a halt of just enjoying myself, and I have not yet seen my husband comfort me. Right. No matter what nobody may see or feel, just in case, I'm drinking water about my business, y'all, see me outside, do the same. But it's literally like, me having to love myself more, enjoy myself too.
That part.
That's what
you have to.
Setting tones and setting boundaries, because when people see the self-care that I'm providing for myself, my standards is so high.
Do not drink alcohol when you're trying to establish
a relationship. Yeah, I could see that. To be in sober mind. I understand that.
Long as you, to me, I feel like I definitely, everybody's entitled to your opinion. What I said in the beginning, though, agree to disagree. If you ain't tapping on that, but if you know your self-control when it comes to that, your cap, you well enough. To me, I feel like it's okay to for you to indulge in that, but it's up to you and your limitation on that. When you got enough. It ain't gotta be on a physical for you to be doing a WAP. You know what I'm saying? You feel that in your mind. You know what I'm saying? You feel it in your body before You feel it in your body before anything. But I still respect that. I still respect that opinion.
I want to touch on
I want to say something. I want to touch bases on that too, because you said for your husband to come to you, right? God could be prepping you so you can be prepared for him to come to you, right? You dating now. You get what I'm saying? So at the same time, the comfortability, the familiar, you get what I'm saying, that you're with, that you're rocking with. They're doing things, they're bringing things in your life and fruition for everything to flow and kind of for your husband to come within the time that he's supposed to come in. Right. So I really like that. I really like that.
And to touch on what you said, this is one thing I had to learn, and this is why I said I'm gonna keep shouting out. I'm gonna snap for my therapist.
Yes, I say every time.
I'm gonna snap for mine too. Thank you, girl.
Shout him out later on. I'll plug his info. But what he taught me is sometimes when you're out here and you're always vulnerable with anybody you're encountering, you're teaching people how to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I had to learn. Because I was so traumatized in life, I would walk around looking for relatability, somebody to relate to me, just so I can be in my trauma and sit here. You know what I'm saying? Instead of growing from it, I was looking for people. I'm like, in order for a dude to talk to me, he had to have gone through something. He got to have a little. And it's like I wasn't looking for somebody who could bring me out. I'm looking for somebody to sit in it with me. So my level of dating wasn't dating to grow; it was dating to sit still. And I wasn't thinking about that. So while I'm sitting here dating this dude and I'm talking to him and telling him stuff, I am teaching him because he's also traumatized and a manipulator and he's doing this stuff. He's also learning, how can I keep her around now? You say you don't have a daddy. So now I can keep you around because you're scared to lose me. You know what I'm saying? Now you're telling me you got issues.
And when they know that.
Right, now you telling me you got issues with your mother. I see you don't talk to her, you don't talk to your family.
And utilize
now
that.
I know I can make you feel like I'm your family.
Right.
Yes.
Now I know you will overindulge in me.
Yeah,
so
good.
sometimes you teach people how to use you when you're not looking for what is going to elevate you.
But when you learn,
right, when you learn, like she said, when you learn who you are, the moment that didn't happen for me, and I'm gonna be very transparent, that didn't happen for me until this year. You feel me? At the end of 2021 is when I realized I was doing
that
it.
clarity.
I realized that I was
That's that
attracting people to sit with me and not take me anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
I was
mean,
attracting people
yes.
who related to me. And it's like, dang, I'm wondering why I'm still having problems, but they just like me. It's because nobody's growing, everybody's showing right now.
Yes.
So once I realized
say that one more time real quick before
nobody's growing, everybody's
showing.
And that's why you sit still. You feel me? You sit
Keep
still.
in mind.
You see that people are, you know what I'm saying, familiar to you.
Right.
But it's not people you need to be with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you go out places and you tell yourself who you want to be and how you trying to attract, look around you and see if them people are those things or are they what you are right now.
Right.
And that's how you understand that they're not taking you where you need to go.
Yeah.
And when I realized that it was at the end of the year, it was January when it kicked in for me. Like,
that.
Ivory, start being in your feminine power, walk around, be beautiful.
Oh, Lord.
And when I tell you my dating went different, you know what I'm saying?
That
I'm
part.
like,
This girl, this girl.
I ain't gonna lie, I feel that.
She can testify to this. Now I'm posting more going now.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I'm being
Own
beautiful.
it.
I'm being beautiful for myself.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Because I'm not going on them dates with intentions to sleep with this person. I don't even care. I'm going on a date for you. Hold my camera, please capture me. You know what I'm saying? I love me. You know what I'm saying?
He's captured.
You feel me? I love me so much that even if this day go wrong, I'm already happy that I'm here for me. You know what I'm saying? You can walk out of this day and I'm gonna sip drinks and have fun by myself.
That
Because I've
part.
already reached that level to I love me now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now I know that in order for me to get to my purpose, I gotta date people who are going to my purpose and not sitting with me
Yes.
and relating to me.
This is why this moment is able to happen right now.
I don't
Surround
want you to
yourself around people that can elevate you in your mindset too. Let me tell you one thing that I learned, and this goes into the women, and my whole timeline changed. Okay,
Right.
People that I follow on social media are no longer saying RIP.
Right.
They're no longer talking about negative things. My motivation is very high based off of who I follow and what I watch and what I'm motivated by daily. The women I surround myself with are going places, so I'm going with them. And if we're not going together, baby, we're going to get there. And when we do, we're going to be higher.
Right.
So with that being said, I literally remember where I was. And I'm no longer there, and I'm looking at where I'm going, and I'm like, everybody that I've now encounter with is doing the same. So I can't even, I can't stay where I'm at when it comes to no dating, no friendships, no nothing, even with family. Let's be real.
Let's be real.
I'm letting you know right now, you're not going to take away my peace at all. At all.
They don't
I love you, but I'm gonna show you what you could do.
I'm not even
gonna show you
that much.
absolutely, but I'm gonna listen.
That part.
It's not even me.
Proudly.
You're gonna meet me.
With a whole bunch of confidence inside.
Me again.
Ain't no shaking in the voice.
The way my family supports me now and seeing how much I flourish now,
Yeah.
I ain't never knew I had this much love and support ever in my life.
Right.
And this came based off of my friends and strangers supporting me.
That's
Strangers who believed in me.
Yeah.
People that literally bought into my whole experience, my life.
Mhm.
Literally, you know what helped? I don't even want to cry, but let me tell you something. My saving grace was my healing and me writing my story. I wrote to heal myself and put it in a book and was afraid
You had to let it
to
out.
share it. But when you're afraid, that means you're great.
Yes.
Like when you're fearful,
On the other
to
side
shine
of
that,
fears, everything.
when I say my life changed the day I said I'm going to do this. And I'm no longer in that space of being fearful.
And
when it comes to that.
Some things are left better alone. You don't have to answer for everything. You don't, but some things that are still
You can address and have a conversation.
I feel like some things that are still like, I think you mentioned it last week in the regards that it's still living inside of you. You know what I'm saying? If it's still living, it has to be addressed because you just compressing it. You get what I'm saying? So
at the wrong
time and on the wrong people. So
listen,
that's
uncomfortable conversation.
Yeah.
There might be some truth in those conversations too. Like sometimes we avoid having uncomfortable conversations because we feel like once something's done, it's done. You know what I'm saying?
But real quick, sis, is it uncomfortable because we think it's uncomfortable for them, or is it uncomfortable for us?
It's uncomfortable because we're told that's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
But
if you do what you naturally feel to do, everything is flow.
I'm the friend that's gonna tell you.
Flow.
I'm the one that says anything that somebody else doesn't want to say.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the person. Yo, I'm literally that person. Like we can discuss something right now, and in this moment, you can feel like I'm not ready to speak on this, but I may be ready. So, and because you're not ready, I'm not gonna, go based off of your feelings. I have to be ready and be myself.
Right.
So I have to express my feelings. I've had so many conversations with friends that have taken it in a good way, and some that have been taken it in a bad way. And if you understand my feelings, and if you understand my feelings, and you know that I'm just expressing myself, we're gonna agree to disagree. But I want you to understand that I love you enough to tell you the truth.
Right.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't want you to be shady. I don't want you to be like, oh girl, your hair's sticking up. No, I mean, listen, baby, I want you to be, great. So won't you do this differently? You understand what I'm saying?
But you always drop the good first. You always drop the good. You get what I'm saying? And I give you good criticism. You give good criticism because you want to see somebody elevate and be better.
It's wanting to see better. Not let me just tell you what's wrong. No, I want you. I'm telling you this so that you can utilize this for the next thing. No, I mean, people have come to me and like, oh girl, no, this is not it. Oh no, this not it. This not it. But then
that's the only thing you're saying. Though.
I sat, shout out to Elegant Funk. So she sat in my chair and I did her hair. And the whole time she dropped gems on me, and it was such a good way. Like it was things that I wasn't doing, but she was speaking so much into me that I would do it. She literally dropped gems on me for free that she could have made me pay for. You understand what I'm saying? And just her doing that was like, you know what? I can't even be mad because this is stuff that I need to do. It was more so like, this is so powerful in this moment that she believes in me so much to give me this information. Because she didn't have
her to you though to be able to share that, to share and pour that into you now because you know where you're going. So to prep you now and utilize what she had shared with you so you could get on it and make it happen.
You gotta keep genuine people like that around. You know what I learned too? Because I feel like God gave me a very testing life. You feel me? I had to learn a lot through a lot of lessons. And what I learned also, there are people
still more to go
who only live off of helping other people because that's the only way they feel like they have an identity. You have to be careful of those people too, because once you become up and you start being great, they no longer want anything to do with you. Or they try to guilt trip. You're not the help no more. You're not the help no more. You're not the help no more. So now these people got all your secrets, all your angles, all your.
I'm saying that just ringing in my head. Like
they
it's like
wanted to be there. They just wanted to be a part of your sob story so they could use you for their life. And I'm over here helping Ivory out. I gotta go talk to Ivory again. I gotta go. You have to watch people who do that with their intent to be identified through your struggle.
But your spirit pinpoint. It always knows. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do want to say something though, y'all. We are coming up on our last 12 minutes. I'm not gonna lie. Speak freely is definitely
right.
We spoke freely today. You get what I'm saying? We ain't closing out just yet, but this message, the messages that you heard from each one of us, you get what I'm saying? I know this is powerful. This is something that everybody, some people that tapped in and said that y'all needed it. I know that you did. I'm grateful that y'all actually tuned in. But it's giving me like, oh my God, I want them to come back again. Right. You get what I'm saying? It's not over yet. I'm thinking about one more segment though. We could bounce back on. Okay, sounds good. Matter of fact, we ain't even gonna wrap it up. It's something about the name Jesus. Sweet.
My voice is perfect right now.
Oh my God.
I lost my voice last night because I was yelling and motivating somebody else.
Having a good time.
I was excited for somebody else. So it's like, I don't know.
But you were having a great time.
You know how you know your heart pure? When you take losses for the gain of others. When you are selfless, that is the ultimate sacrifice. Because life is not about receiving. Life is about give. When you're hurt, give more. When you broke, give more. When you're alone, give everything.
And the thing is, you want to do it though.
It came back. Let me tell you. It came back.
God will see that at your bottom. You are
all the time.
It came all the time. It came back.
You feel me?
I didn't have this.
You feel
I gave, so I couldn't give no more. Literally, I went through that. Like, y'all touched on something so important. Like, I literally watched this man go through school. Like, I did his homework, college and everything. He became a police officer. He I was like huge, pregnant, and everything, doing essays for this man. And he went through school. He's a police officer, and he's flourished, and he's like really, really, doing big things. But it was at my expense that I sat up those nights. You understand what I'm saying? Like I was pregnant. I was, really in a space of not being okay. But I was willing to get that because I seen something in him. And I also was actually excited about him being, something greater than what he was. Right. But I also felt like I was giving so much, and I was always speaking life into other people and didn't know that I was actually pulling myself up as I'm doing that as well. Yeah. And I think, it's important for us to, be selfish, but be selfish to a point of, taking care of yourself, but also, not in a way where it's hurting other people.
Yeah.
Right. I just felt like it was kind of hurtful that, he got better and where he was at and was like, forget about you. You understand what I'm saying?
But it ain't hurtful, sis, because now you know what you can do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. You know how much power you got. You can create a whole man. You build a bear, sis. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
I don't look at that as no fair lesson because I'm out here creating. I'm out here creating cops.
It's not even, that was a lesson, but it taught me how to speak. It taught me how to speak freely into other women. My first brunch. Right. I had 2 women fly in from Cali. Shout out to y'all. There was so many different people that came from all different walks of life. And one of the questions that I asked the women was, what brought you here? Why did you buy into me? Because you ultimately bought into me. Mm-hmm. And as I'm telling my story, I was crying because I'm like, yo, I wanted this. I yearned for this. I worked for this. This is me. Like, this is and now I'm in this moment. But it felt good to know that I was reaping those benefits of being me.
Yeah,
it wasn't me. And in that moment, I wasn't being anything but myself. Ooh. And I was kind of upset with myself because I'm like, dang, man, you masked this for so long. Right. You sheltered yourself. You pulled yourself, away from these great things for you being fearful, and not letting people, and matter of fact, letting people dictate your life, like telling you what you can and can't do. And honestly, like
even in that moment, would you have been ready then? How you ready now?
No,
exactly.
I wasn't ready for it, but I'm ready for it now.
Exactly.
I'm proud of myself because like my daughter, she's 7 years old and she got in the car like, maybe this was like a couple of months ago, and she was like, we were talking. I was asking her how her day was. And so the highest color of, doing good in school for her class is pink. So she was really excited. She was like, Mommy, on pink. So I'm like, give me high five. We're going to get snacks and all that. She was like, Mommy, I'm so happy. And I'm like, I'm loving this. I'm so happy. And I was excited. So we got to the store. She's grabbing what she wanted. And I'm getting stuff for brunch. She was like, Mommy, this is for your brunch? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, you know what? This little girl knows, what I'm doing. And she was like,
proud of you.
She said that. She was like, Mommy, I'm so happy for you.
Right.
And I was like, yo, this is crazy. To have your 7-year-old tell you that they want to be like you, that's a big deal.
It's the little you.
Like
little you, like you proud of me. I did.
That's even pressing the gas to go even. It made me go harder. You gotta go harder.
It made me go harder.
It's no turning back. It's nothing to turn back to. If you close that door to open up this door right here, and you know this is the purpose door, why would you go back? And you see what's on the other side. You trying to get them to come to this side, to be honest. Yeah. But at the same time, everybody over there is not ready.
Absolutely not.
Everybody is not ready, but those that are ready is gonna come. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And those is the ones you hold on to, and you let them go, and you let them
tight.
Very, very much so.
Don't let the people who aren't ready guilt trip you guys.
At all.
I'm telling you right now.
Please don't.
I'm telling you right now. Please do not let. I'm telling you, I could cry, but I'm telling you now because that's like heavy. That's so heavy for me because
don't guilt trip my friend.
She's like, you've been broken so long, or like just like Ivy was saying how someone was just like, I have to be your Ivy, or here we go, she's crying again, and it's just like you were there during my storm. But it's like you can't dance in the rain with me too. It's like you want me to cry with you, but you can't dance with me. So it's like now that I'm out of that darkness that I was in, and I went to you.
They
but
lie
all of
you.
a sudden, it's just
They
like,
you.
oh, you can't talk to me, or oh, you know, I was there for you
dry
today,
now.
you want to throw something in your face, and then sometimes you let that guilt make you feel guilty.
Right.
But I just want to, it's not your burden to bear.
It's
that
not.
you
But let me tell you
elevated.
something.
You know?
Those
And
people
that
are
you
now
grew.
removed.
They had to say,
Those people cannot disturb and
Yeah.
interrupt the peace that you're in right
Reveal
now.
and remove. Let me tell you
Exactly.
something. Reveal and remove. One thing
That's
I
what it's
will
all
say
about.
I'm very grateful for is having people in my life
It's hot.
that don't allow me to sit within those moments of feeling guilty. I like that. She's almost a Miss Hot.
I was struggling over here. I'm like, I came out the shirt.
yes.
We gotta see
We
feeling.
gotta help
I ain't gonna lie, like I'm super grateful because y'all like don't let me sit in those moments. Y'all don't let me soak in those moments. Like having people that are there for you, like genuinely hold tight to them. Because honestly, you know, I have them that's been through the storm, and I have them that we're elevating together, and that feels good. I feel like you know those who are not.
You
ready
got
for
it. Thank you.
You can't force that. You understand what I'm saying? Like you gotta let it flow freely.
Right.
And I think we've connected. And I'm connecting with you so
Yes,
much. So I'm
yes,
include you in this because
Yeah.
we're connecting on such a higher level that we've been able to cry together. We've been able to hug, laugh, celebrate each other. And what I love about our friendship and this bond is even now is that everybody is so respectful of each other's opinions and what they feel. And one thing I do also like is that, you know, like we'll laugh out of everything. Like we could be literally going through the worst of the worst things, and we think it's worse, and it's not. It's actually something to help us. Because you know what it is, God doesn't give you things that you can't handle.
Right.
And what's working for us is for us. Trust me. But I love this because honestly, I didn't have this bond. I didn't have this friendship. I didn't have, you know, this freedom to, you know, speak this way. Or the outlet. So, you know, this is a big deal for us to be in this space right now.
To have
and I think this is important because I think when you do it at home, don't get me wrong, like it's nice. You can cry at home, hold on to your girls and go through your, you know, like times or whatever and shout and be happy. But there's people out there that probably are going through the same thing that can relate and that probably need the outlet to say, you know what, they're speaking freely about this stuff. So let me get somebody that I can hold tight to and speak freely with them as well. So I encourage anybody that's out there that, you know, practice that mental health awareness and, you know, seek out, you know, your passion, your purpose, whatever it is that makes you happy so that you can, you know, genuinely just be you and be free.
Be that butterfly that you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Crack open that shell, you caterpillar. For real.
For Renee, I want to say, like, you don't even know, and I'm being transparent. I'm trying not to tear up. I'm not teared up.
Listen, you got go
I want to be real transparent with you when you invited me on the show the first time.
Okay.
That whole week was hard for me. You know what I'm saying? I was having a decline because I was doubting myself. Like Lewis said over here, sometimes I hang on to that 19-year-old me, the 20-year-old me, and I beat myself up for it. And it's like, this is not even happening now. Exactly. But I can't get over it for some reason. And it want to dawn on me today when one incident happened. So when you hit me up, I was kind of like in that I'm not good enough spirit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And when I came on here and I'm like, okay, like me and Nays never had that type of interaction. So I came on here, I'm like, I hold my energy ain't low. And it's like the way your light was, and even after the podcast, me and Sis sat here and talked for an hour, then went out and talked for more hours. And it was just like, you gave me an opportunity to speak my mind, and you accepted me without rejecting me back. You know what I'm saying? I've spoke my mind before, and I've had people, for real, I had people tell me, I've had people tell me like, no, Ivory, you know what I'm saying? Stop that. But it's like, you heard me, and you was just like, sis, I feel you. I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it made me so emotional, and I'm like, you know, anything this girl need now, I'm here for you. You feel me? Anything you call, because that's all it takes is somebody to just hear you. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to control your thoughts, just to hear you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was really life-changing for me. You know what I'm saying? I called my best friend. I'm like, you gotta come back. You gotta come back down here. You gotta meet her, because it relieved me so much that you kick-started my power. You don't even know that. You know what I'm saying? Before I came on this show, I wasn't posting nothing about dating. I wouldn't have stepped in dates. I was in the crib still crying. Yeah. You feel me? And it's like, when I came on here, she made me feel powerful. you talked to me afterwards and made me feel powerful. And I was like, you know what, sis, I'm going on a date. And after that, the battery was in my back. So thank you, for real, thank you. I needed that. Because we don't stick with each other enough, and you never know what a person needs. And I was low. And you made me feel like the Don, the Queen, you know what I'm saying?
Because you are.
You know what I'm saying? It was
because you are.
It was hard for me to accept that. You feel me? Because I just got out of something. It was hard for me to accept that I can be everything that I've seen. You know what I'm saying? These model girls who just living free and having fun and dating. It was hard for me to accept that I could be that. And it's like now I feel like I'm powerful. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like I'm too powerful now. I feel like I'm way too powerful. Like it feels too good. It feels too good, but I just wanted to appreciate you for that. Like in general, because that means a lot.
I would like to say something.
I'm not gonna lie.
Ends real quick.
I didn't even expect that.
Yeah,
that
was a lot. I was trying to, I don't want to make her cry, but I was going to say, before Joanne, I definitely want to say, like,
I'm not crying. I'm kidding. Y'all gonna see the tears. I'm not.
But this one, these women right here, man, it lets you know all those years you're just like, maybe I just don't deserve it. Like, maybe it was too much damage done. Like, maybe I'm the problem. Like, I'm the drama. Like, maybe, I'm asking for too much. But it's like, you're trying to be like, Lord, but like, why can't I have it? Like, I'm being genuinely a good person. Why is it that people are still either abandoning me or treating me a certain way or anything like that? And God is like, because you're treating yourself that way. And so my thing is, sometimes you do need help. But you also need to make sure you're doing it for you, like she said, and be okay with the forgiveness of God. There's times I burned myself. I was like, I didn't have closure with this person. I'm never going to be able to move on in life because I didn't have closure with this person. I didn't have closure with, you don't have closure with that parent, that ex or whatever. And that's okay. Just get God's acceptance. And when you truly accept that as your acceptance, then it helps you like accept yourself. And then God's like, now you get it. Like, now you get it. So then God's like, okay,
everything starts to align.
And he's like, he started with a spark. He's like, I'm gonna introduce you to Renee. And then he's like, oh, okay. And then it's so hard not to push people away that's trying to give you something because you want to be like, oh no, because everybody been treating me crazy, been treating me dirty. But then you're like, all right, Lord, I'm gonna trust you this last time. Like, this is literally my last straw. It's like that last straw that helps. And I met her.
Wait a minute.
I met somebody.
Hold up, Jules.
I'm trying to just
y'all forgive me. Somebody got their phone. Who is this?
I know
somebody's trying to holler. There's somebody on the cab and they shooting. They shot. You hear me? I'm not mad at you, Jack Jackson.
You shoot
I'm not mad at you.
Shot clock.
Jules, carry on. Please. So who's behind that butterfly? So I said, caterpillar, come out wherever you are.
Come out.
It's just like, man. Who was that? Reveal yourself.
That's what I said. Somebody got their Facebook. Who is this?
But when I met her,
it's giving
it was like, honestly, it was like, no, you're not asking for too much. It's basically what I mean. It's like, I know, and who I'm with now, when it's just like, oh, I want to talk to them about this person. Anytime I talk to my ex, in the past, it was hands or it was elevated voices, or they go cheat, and it's just like, I have to throw it out there, and I'd be like, I feel like this, and I feel like that. And then he'll be like, okay, so what do you want me to bring? Let's talk about it. I'm like, huh? And so when I did that with her, with friendships, it's like I've always wanted love, like being needy, being needy. And it's just like, I'm tired. Like, I'm always trying to give. I'm always trying to, like, I'm a good person. Everyone's like, you're a good-hearted person. You're a good person, but you just use me and drain me. So then I literally was at my last straw, y'all. And I feel like God knows how dark it was getting me. Because on my birthday, my first birthday here, being out, I was just felt so alone. And it was, God was just like, I'm going to give you a birthday gift. Nobody else got your birthday gift. I'm going to get you a birthday gift. And I met her, and I didn't want to go out that night. I didn't want to go out. My husband was just like, you need to get out of the house. You just go out. Just try it. And I go out, and I talked to her, and it was just a spiritual connection. And it's like, through her, she's helped me set the bar. and let me know, not just my husband set the bar that way, but in friendship wise, like, I wasn't asking for too much. Like, I deserve to be.
All you need is that one.
You know,
that one.
Like, she just says nice things to me, and it's
she
just like people
are
sending nice things that she messages me, and I'm messaging people like that, like, you're doing too much. Like, coming on strong. I'm like, okay, maybe I am. I meet her, and it's just like, you deserve to be treated like that. You have value. You're a good friend. Like, yeah, you had damage done. You're not perfect, but you still like. You got perfect. And then through her, I met her. And then I was like, oh no, like, you know, I don't want to, you know, y'all want to push my luck. I don't want to push nobody away. And then her nation just celebrated me. And I was just like,
come on, speak on it.
I'm always celebrating other people. I've never felt like the one being celebrated. And it's just like, now it even sets the bar with other people. People are like, why are you treating me like that? Or you're not really talking to me. You're not really distancing me. You're not celebrating me. You're just tolerating me. And I don't want to be that anymore. I learned now through these women, I deserve to be celebrated, not just tolerated. And you deserve that as well. Woo! Let y'all know, like, you've been through stuff, but you deserve to be celebrated and matter. And there are people out there who's willing to do it, because in this world it's hard to believe it. Yeah. But I'm telling you, through the grace of God and these people, come on, sis, I know that I'm a queen, and I know that I deserve to be treated, and they speak life into me. They don't drain me. They don't make me feel anything, and they just speak life. And you deserve that.
I'm not getting.
And you know what I'm hearing, that sis. You know what I hear.
It just makes me feel good.
All of that.
It makes me feel so good.
You feel me? All of that had to happen.
Right.
Understand that you are who you are now, and you love the way you love now, and you understand what you deserve now, because all of that had to happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So all of that was a beautiful lesson. It had to happen, because now you know how to appreciate when somebody really loves you.
Exactly.
Because you wasn't appreciating. Because you wasn't. Now you know how to appreciate it.
These tears, they used to be sad tears.
Right.
But I'm so happy. Like, y'all understand. Like, I was crying because I'm just proud of us, because we literally are. We doing some amazing things, and it just feels good to be heard. You know, it feels good to have somebody to listen to you and not, you know, judge you, and just, you know, love you for you. It's crazy. Like, not that it's crazy, but it's a really good feeling. Yeah. I'm literally emotional because I'm happy about it.
Right.
It's beautiful.
I'm really gonna share my tears when I'm by myself, because it is powerful. So I'm about to say, it really is powerful. But just to tap in, just to hear those things where you don't even know that you are actually. I know that I give off that energy, you know what I'm saying? I know the energy that I get off, but to actually to listen to what somebody is saying, to tell you that, it's like, I feel real.
She paved the way for me. Let me tell y'all something. I know it is a simple thing.
She was telling me, like, we in the car, and I'm gonna be transparent about this, because I wasn't gonna say it. We in the car, and sis, like, I'm scared to shoot my shot at somebody because I'm afraid of rejection. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I dealt with rejection so much. Not that I don't know I'm beautiful, but really, I just learned I'm beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how real it was. You know what I'm saying? I was dating, I was dating the wrong type of people who wasn't shining light on that. So I didn't know I was beautiful. So I would never approach a man like, hey, I want you, because I'm scared I wasn't good enough. And I'm in the car with sis, and I'm like, I'm scared to do that. I'm scared of it. She's like, what? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you don't,
Yes,
he should be grateful. He should be grateful that you speaking to him. And I'm like, oh, for real? That's how you do it? All right, window down, hello. You know what I'm saying?
She set the bar so hard.
The battery in my back to even respond back to people or say something and flirt, because I'm like, usually I felt like I wasn't enough. I wasn't on that level. And now it's like, okay, sis, you see me like that, then I need to check myself. You know what I'm saying? Because you like, sis, why not? Right. Why can't you go
She set the bar so high for birthdays. I'm telling y'all, right?
You already know.
Let me tell y'all, when I met this girl, I did not know she was as serious as she was about birthdays. She had and I was upset because I'm like, why are you so bent up on this birthday stuff? But I was not used to being celebrated, and she was like, y'all gonna celebrate me. But it came from a place of I want to be celebrated. And I think what happened was,
you know, I can't really speak on nobody else's life, but when somebody wants to be celebrated in that way, they're gonna celebrate themselves and set the bar for you to celebrate them. And so she was like, "No, I'm big on birthdays. And I'm like, "Happy birthday." And it was like, "No, you need to show up." Right. And it's like, "Okay, I'm here." "No, you need to dance." Right. And it's like, "Okay, I dance." She like, "Nah, I need you to give energy." And it's like, I'm giving
you was at the pop-up shop, the one who was dancing?
Yeah.
Oh, who was the?
Yeah.
Okay. I recorded y'all. I'm like, this the energy.
Yes, not but you know what it was is that she always came with this raw energy. Yeah. And it was so raw to me. I wasn't used to it. I'm used to, you know, the sheltered in. And so the way she came, like, "Nah, this is me. This is who I am." I didn't, you know, I didn't know how to accept it, but I did. Like, I literally, when we met, the night we met, I had her back on some, like, I went against my own friends. Right. Or some, like, shorty don't even know what y'all got going on. And she's twisted. I'm twisted. Everybody's twisted. What is going on here? 4 years ago. Yes. And just to connect on that and then speak the very next day, she's lost. Like, first of all, since how you even got my number. Yeah, but it was me checking in genuinely. Yes. But the energy that I received, no matter what, let me tell you something. She's walking into your birthdays screaming. She's walking into the church. Hallelujah. It don't matter where she's go, she's gonna give that energy. Yes. And at first, you know, it's usually you like, "Whoa, what happened?" Because you don't know that this is her energy. But then it's like, "Nah, I never had nobody do that for me." Yes. And so if you have it already in you, she's gonna bring it out. Right. Bring them out. It's hard to yell with the bad rappers in you. Woo! Speak freely. But honestly, I know she's kind of heightened that for me. I can't lie. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, when we together, she okay, cream on top. Tell me the name of your sweet. Like, it's a whole different way that people just can't ride. I mean, if you want to ride, you can. We gonna allow it, but at the same time, it's a match. But it's crazy.
Say, when you're like that, though, I want you to know that people do want you.
Strong you are. Yo,
like, they gonna gravitate towards you. Pay attention to the rowdy, loud energy. Yeah. I know it's a.
But you know what it is.
You feel me?
Yeah. They want it.
I celebrate you for that.
They want it. Yeah. They want it. I told her this. I said, people gonna call you. For real. People have said some things that, you know, we both discussed and we spoke on that. Just I never liked. Yeah. I never felt that was okay. And especially in the moment. Yeah, in the moment, especially in the moment. And I'm like, y'all want that though. Y'all want that. Like, you don't have that confidence. Yes. Like, it's different because we may have two different levels of confidence, but y'all want it so bad that you just like it. Yeah. But you don't dislike it.
You can't accept it.
You just can't. Yeah. And you know what it is
because you never accepted you.
Exactly.
But you never accepted you. So if you didn't accept you, how could you accept me?
Wow, it's crazy. It's crazy because we used to be real selfish with our love and our friendship. Yes. Like, we not putting us around other people. Right. It was used like we really was on some serious, like, nah, I do not want you like with this person, like at all, because of how great of a person we are to each other. And just I could feel that with y'all, but I'm gonna be honest with you, when you have people like that, share them. Yes, share them.
I had to learn that though. I had to learn it. You got what I'm saying?
We did. We worked on it. We got it. But I'm gonna tell you, sharing that, I'm seeing how many connections we've made, how many people we've impacted, how many lives we've touched. I cried like so much. I was reading comments after comments after comments. Even my clients, they make me cry because I don't know that I'm touching somebody. Yeah. I had a real bad experience with me being a hairstylist, and you know, it did go pretty viral. I want to say viral because after a certain amount of numbers, it's viral. Yeah. But you know, it just was shared in a negative light, and it hurt me so bad because I'm like, I'm such a good person. But I also had to take accountability for what I had included myself into and what I put myself into. And so during that time, I really had to like kind of like look within myself like, yo, this is crazy, but this is a testimony. You got to get somewhere. Like, you're doing something amazing. And so many people caught on that live. I was like, yo, sis, you dope. Yes. Don't worry, I'm booking you, sis. Yes. Your braids is on fleek. Yo, my daughter coming to you. Like, it brought so much positive light to me that I couldn't even believe that I was still getting booked. Like, I was still getting booked after that. Right. There's so many people that came after that was like, yo, girl, I ain't gonna lie. Like, you got me looking crazy. Fly, like I'm feeling myself. I'm confident.
Yeah.
Build you up.
What? Yes. She had to go. She had to go through that. I had to.
And I feel like I really. Everybody told me don't go live, don't say nothing, go live, and I was like, I felt that within my heart and my soul. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't listen to nobody.
She did.
I did what I was supposed to do. I held it down for myself because people listened to me and heard what I said and they felt me and I was real. And I think with that, it just kind of helped me like, yo, you literally are so dope. Like you are so powerful. You're impacting people. Like, and I'm afraid, this whole time, but I'm not afraid of being loved like this. Like this is genuine love. People are literally like walking up to me. Last night, I can't believe it's like Shawnee, like so many of y'all. But just seeing me in the smile.
Yes.
When a person
what he
sees
said, go in the room with their smile lights up into the room.
When I turn around, and anybody who knows me, y'all know I like women or whatever. No, I do. I love us. We so beautiful.
Right.
But I was like, come here. Like, it just was like, we so beautiful.
Your
and the smile and just the hugs and just the, the receiving of that love. Yeah. It was so real and it felt so good. But I also was in a moment of, damn, do I deserve this? For 1 second, I had like doubted this, like, yo, this is not.
Yes,
why
with that but
I can't lie. The reason why I had so much fun last night is because I embraced it.
Yes.
It was like, yo, the lady was like, don't reject girl, I thought you was over to be in the girls group. I said, no, ma'am. I just love us.
Did you just put that comment? She put a comment under my picture. This is my first picture that I post smiling with all 32. You feel me? I did a reel. I'm at the arcade like a big kid. You know what I'm saying? And she like, sis, I love you being you. Like, keep doing that and being you and being free. Right. And I'm like, you know what? This is what freedom looks like. I'm busy having fun and I didn't even know I was smiling. I never smile. You know what I'm saying? I just get a pose in the face, whatever. And I'm actually smiling. I got teddy bears and I'm like a big kid. And I'm like, yo, I'm actually happy because I accepted.
It's a
Black girl magic.
I accepted myself deserving this. Like we said, I'm so used to it. And this is a struggle for me. I always go back to the old me and be like, I got a lot of stuff to be ashamed about.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
Embrace that.
And
embrace where you
right now it's like all that stuff got you here.
Yes.
All of it got you here. So
I'm not ashamed. Just listen, we can't. All of our testimonies is really so powerful. Like I said, we are queens that are turning our passions into our purpose and our purpose, and we're gonna make some profits. We've been doing that. Right. And I think being naturally you in the state that you're in and actually being glorified that way, it feels so much better than somebody utilizing that for a negative and saying she's ghetto. Guess what? The host with the most is here.
It's here, period.
Like, I'm sorry.
And I ain't going nowhere, and you know that.
Listen, this feels good.
It feels right. It feels right.
It just feels good to express yourself freely.
Yes, freely. That's what I love.
To celebrate each other. Your story touches me. Your
story
touches
touches like
everything.
Everything we discussing is so powerful. Yeah. But again, some people may not relate, but find a way to do that. Y'all gotta find yourself and find your, like what your niche is and something that makes you genuinely happy. Like
do it without the money. Don't do it for the money.
Yeah, don't do it for the money.
When your mind, because I'm not gonna lie right now. This is right here for you. What I'm doing right now, everything that I'm doing, I am billions. I know that.
Come on.
I'm billions.
Come on.
I am money. You know what I'm saying? I know that. I don't care how much is in my bank, in my pocket, in my wallet. I'm money, but I'm not doing this for money.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it, and you can't do it for money.
You gotta do it.
When you do it, I'm not gonna lie. That's not it. It's gonna end too quickly.
I just told you, Nair, my daughter Nair is 7. So she got in the car and told me, she was like, Mommy, you need a boyfriend.
I won't stop, Mr. Charles.
She was like, Mommy, I want you. She was like, I want you to get a boyfriend or a husband. And I was like, what? And I was like, why you want me to get away from her husband? She was like, because I want you happy. And I was like, I am happy. She was like, I know, but I want you even more happy. And I'm like, honestly, I had to sit there and tell her, I'm like, you know what, mama, I make me happy. That's all that matters. I don't need a person, place, or thing to make me happy. I'm happy within myself. And if that looks like me right now in this moment being okay with being alone and being in the season of being alone, I'm okay with that.
Yes.
But I had to explain that to her at 7 years old, that it's okay for you to be by yourself, for you to be happy.
And when you say alone, say I'm entertaining myself. Like because we often say we're alone and we be like isolated, alone. Yeah. I like to tell people I'm celebrating myself. I'm learning myself. I'm dating myself.
I'm dating myself. It is power in the word, though.
Right.
The way we word things, it is power. It is power. You're right.
You're right. So much stuff.
You're right.
Oh Lord Jesus, I manifested too much this year. Be careful what you ask for. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's true.
I'm joking about it because we all discuss so much, but I didn't know the power of manifestation until this year, and it scared me. It's so afraid.
I want that.
It's so afraid. Look at me. It's so frightening sometimes when you realize how much power the tongue has. And so I didn't know that I would manifest all these things that were happening, but God's gonna give it to you in a whole different way that you ask. So you gotta be careful what you ask, what you want. So I'm learning that now, and I'm manifesting, the way that I feel like I should, because I didn't know that then. So again, it's power in the tongue. Y'all gotta be careful what you ask for and be ready for it. I didn't know that I would be in the season that I'm in now. Right. I did ask to be by myself right now, and I'm not by myself. Right. But in me learning myself, yes, I eat by myself. I date myself. A lot. Anybody who know me, I'm self-care all day.
Yes.
I'm going to
open the doors for other women.
I am going to tell you right now, I did 4 weeks, and I wrote a journal on it. Because I couldn't believe how consistent I was with those 4 weeks of me literally taking myself out, loving myself, caring for myself. It felt so good to the point where I ain't gonna lie, Pandora's box looked nice.
You know what? We are coming up on 9 minutes closing out the show. When I say I love my girls, I said I love my girls. I feel so good, so empowered, so beautiful. I'm ready to go outside like, hey everybody! It's Saturday, so I got 6 minutes. But before I close out, I want to say thank you to everybody that actually tuned in and got received whatever it is that you received within the message in the topic that we have for the day. Starting down with Jules and trickling down to Avery. I want to sit there and ask real quick. Name something that could come to mind. That come to mind starting with the first letter in your name, and say what's the first letter in your name start with.
Oh, the first letter in my name starts with J, and the first thing that comes to mind is joy.
That's what we are right now.
Yeah. I love that. Can you get like a 1 minute spill real quick while joy?
Yeah. Joy is literally just finding joy within yourself, not putting it on a person, not putting it even down to even your kids or anybody. Like, you have to have joy around yourself, that no matter what's going on around you, you feel inside you.
Yes. Woo! All right, sis.
Mine starts with an R, and I'm gonna say radiance. Because if anybody knows, my brand name is Color Me Chocolate. I never knew that I could shine as bright as I am right now. Yes. So my light is really radiant, and I'm really doing a lot of things that I wasn't, sure that I could, do, and I'm capable of. So honestly, this season that I'm in, I have to say it's just radiance. I'm like really shining.
Woo!
Like a diamond.
All right, we gotta switch it up this time. With the what?
Last time I gave y'all E for my music name, Ivory. My real name is Ivory for real, but it's with an I, and I'm gonna get inspiration.
Yeah,
I'm inspiration.
You definitely did that today.
I feel like you need to be the inspiration you need, just like sis over here. You have to be the inspiration.
Yes.
So that way, the inspiration that you need will come. So I'm gonna leave that there.
Yes. Woo! So before we close out, I'm not doing myself. I asked my guests. They don't even know. That's how we go. I gotta speak. Now, if I had to choose a letter for my name starts with an E. I'm elevated on every level. You already know. I'm going all the way up. Yes. And I'm the thing. Hey. All the way. All the way. Y'all already know. I ain't gonna lie. I love episode 4 right now. up for supporting and sponsoring. Big shout out to Mr. Hall. Big shout out to Soul Drop. I ain't gonna lie. This has been amazing. Mental health matters, and make sure you always stay tapped in and know who you are.
Kings, my kings. It is important for y'all to know that y'all mental health matters as well.
And make sure y'all remember that is very important. Yeah. You heard what she said?
I'm working right now on an event for men mentoring young men and mental health awareness. I need y'all to know that this is important. Any man that's out there, please reach out to me. Y'all can reach out to me on social media on my
Say it one more time.
Cashmere Austin. This is an event that I need y'all men to come and help me with.
Come on out.
Again, y'all mental health matters.
Yes.
Stop thinking that you're alone. It is okay to cry. It's okay to it's okay to not be okay as well. I need y'all to know that there's so much more than just women empowerment.
We doing another
y'all kings matter as well. We do so much with us as women. We don't, sometimes we do forget about y'all. So I apologize that we get so wrapped up and in tune with that. But I want y'all to know that it is important for you to take care of yourself as well.
Yes.
And if that looks like you loving on you as well, and you telling that crazy psycho girlfriend no, please do that. Understand that.
You have to. Y'all are very important. Y'all are very important.
It's so important.
I'm still waiting on my date. You know what?
So we gonna do the contact.
Stop. Who? All right. So before we close out, I just want y'all to point to the screen and just say "Speak freely." 1, 2, 3. Speak freely. We out. Hey. Woo. This was nice. Hey.
Like that.